Welcome back to another Old World Fanatics faction focus. This time we're hitting one of the legacy armies, the Dark Elves. We've got our patron Sean back, and I've also got Andrew here as well. So welcome everyone. How are you guys going?
Yeah. Oh yeah, good.
Pretty good. On the other side of the world there, it looks dark over where Sean is, and
it does.
It's daytime where we are.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for coming on. We I don't know about you, Andrew, but I don't know anything about Dark because I did play against them a bit in 8th, but haven't seen them yet in Old World, and it felt like they're a little bit. I don't know. It's a bit quiet. I don't see them a lot out there at the moment, but that's probably because it's legacy as well. So who knows? But yeah, you reached out and we thought let's get you on. I thought you were only a high elf guy, but obviously, is this?
No.
Do you play Dark Elves or you just need to know the enemy?
Dabbles on all the elves.
I'm with Andrew that I got a lot of armies, and dabble with all the elves. So I played a few games with them, and
cool.
Yeah.
How did you find even pre-Old World? Like how were they over like in 8th in your area? Because I always felt they were quite popular, but then I've heard other people say they weren't. So
I thought that they were quite popular too, and so I'm a bit surprising they haven't been more popular in Old World. But yeah, I think the legacy faction part is and lack of models, but they actually are a bit more available with some of the Cities of Sigmar stuff than
it's still
some
hanging
other
on
factions.
there, isn't it? Yeah, not everything's there, but
Yeah.
No, well, it's they're interesting, and then I've had a look through it, and I'm starting to go. Well, I was saying to Andrew last night on the text, man, their magic items are pretty bloody good. Some of them,
yeah, for sure.
They're not too bad, eh? They're not bad at all.
We're going to be buying a Dark Elf army soon, are we? After this one.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll kick in. So for those who haven't seen one of our faction focuses, we do jump around a little bit, but we don't just go straight through the PDF. Just because I feel like
there's method to the madness.
I feel like they've ordered these things a bit wrong. So what we might do is we'll jump down to the special rules in a second, run through it, and then we'll start through the army lists, get through characters, but then maybe check out all the magic stuff, magic items, things that might work well with the characters, and then obviously just finish off with all the units and have a bit of a chat about what goes with what and things like that. So Sean will probably have to lead us through once we hit the actual cuts of the list.
Yeah.
But in terms of I'll just scroll down here. Sorry, the Dark Elf special rules. These look fairly similar to like the Elvish-y sort of stuff. Most of them, different names on some of them.
Yeah.
But yeah. Let's start with them. Do you want to go one for one, guys, and just work through them, or does that sound
good?
I'll do cleaving blow because it's so popular. The only thing I wonder about this is why it just wasn't a rule in the main army book. It feels like heaps of armies have this, but it's just basically like a light version of killing blow in the sense that you're just taking a wound off, not a whole thing. Is that right? Yeah. If you roll a 6.
Yep.
Against light cav, heavy cav. So that's pretty normal. Tomb King, heaps of people have them. So again, I don't know why it's an army special rule, but it is what it is.
And it really feels like a replication of Armor Bane anyways. Which is just give them like Armor Bane 4.
4. Yeah.
And then you don't get a save.
Sounds like a 9-page thing, but yes, that's what they do tend to do. Cool. I don't know who wants to go after me.
Okay, we'll just do it in the up-down order. Elven reflexes. So if you got the special rule, the model part that's not the mount, you get a +1 modifier to its initiative during the first round of combat. So not that elves need an initiative boost, but there you go.
That's helpful.
Yeah, they've all got this, don't they? All the other 2 elvish races, I guess. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So Eternal Hatred, you just always have hatred against high elves.
Yep.
So
very good.
One of those faction-specific ones. If you get to play high elves.
Yeah, it's like feels a bit of a waste, but all those. Now I can't remember. What have the high elves got? Have they got the reverse of this?
They don't have anything. No, they don't care about Dark Elves. Dark Elves don't exist to the high elves.
Yeah, true. Cool.
Yeah.
So Hecate's Blessing, once per game, a model with a special rule may reroll single failed casting roll. So is this high elves have this, don't they, as well? But it's just
but theirs is every turn.
Oh, right. Yes. Once per game.
So this is just
not
once
as
per game.
powerful. And obviously this is the same as the FAQ that you don't get to re-roll a double one, I would imagine. Yeah, cool. Okay, so subtly different. I like it.
Martial prowess. I think this is identical to the high elf one, but yeah, I'm sure Shaw can let me know.
Yeah.
So if a unit has got the special rule, you can make supporting attacks to your flank or rear, not just your front.
Yeah,
so,
cool.
Good for spearmen.
Yeah.
Who I don't think maybe they have it. We'll see. Murderous. So when you're fighting in combat with a hand weapon, you reroll any wound rolls of 1. This is probably the worst one of these in any army because it's not everyone gets it. Only the units that worship Cain and the characters, I think, have it, and none of them are just equipped with a hand weapon.
Yeah. So
So
you will. So
this one that needed an FAQ. Or
on the community, like on the Warhammer community, like when they introduced Dark Elves, they're like, "Oh, witch elves, they have murderous." And then when you actually look at the PDF, you're like, and they can't use it. Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
How are you finding it's being played, or it's just ignored?
It's just ignored. Yeah.
Because I mean, rules is intended. You think surely they're supposed to be
surely,
able to do it.
Yeah, surely.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
That is.
Sea Dragon Cloak, basically just a +1 modifier to your armor value against non-magical shooting attacks. So, yep. Pretty good. Any armor you can get on elves is probably a good thing. So, cool. Well, let's go through the Grand Army, I guess. Yeah, Sean, do you want to lead us through the breakdown of all this?
Characters, you have 0-1 per 1,000, either your Lord level combat hero or your level 4 sorceress. And then you have masters are your like captain, sorceress, high beastmaster, and death hags are sort of those in between characters where they have like a 75-point magic limit.
Yep.
And then you can take.
But you got unlimited of them.
Unlimited of them. Yeah. And you can take a cauldron of blood per 1,000 points, which is only as a mount for a death hag.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So I guess you can only have 2. I guess.
Yeah. I can't remember in 8th, the Cauldron of Blood, was that the case anyway? It was always a mount, or I can't remember.
I can't. Yeah, I didn't really play Dark Elves in 8th.
Right. So did you have an army before this?
I had, so I was playing them. I played them a little bit in 6th.
Right, okay.
In 6th before Old World came out.
Oh,
the revival of 6th.
Right, yeah, so not right back then.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's a fairly newish army for you, sort of. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll run through core at least, so just 25%. So it's all the same breakdown pretty much, but you've got all the Dark Elf warriors. I think there's 2 types of them, repeated crossbowmen, Black Ark Corsairs, and Dark Riders. I'm just thinking, we'll get to core in a minute anyway. If your army includes one of the Death Hags, then you get 0 to 1 unit of Witch Elves may be taken as a core choice. If your army includes 1 or more. Okay, so you can only ever get 1 Witch Elf as core, even if you got 2 Death Hags. Is that right?
I guess so.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Cool. So special, so up to 50%, like there are everywhere else. So the executioners, Witch Elves, Dark Elf Shades, and Harpies. 0 to 1 Black Guard per of Nagaron per Dark Elf Noble. 0 to 1 Cold One Knights per 1,000 points. 0 to 2 Scared Runner Chariots or Cold One Chariots per 1,000 points. So that's pretty good. You can actually get quite a few chariots. Then if your general is a High Beastmaster, you get 0 to 1 Hydra, or I don't even know how to say. How do you say that, Sean?
Charybdis.
Charybdis. There you go. Maybe take it as a special choice.
Cool. Yeah, and then in rare, you got lots of rare choices. Sisters of Slaughter, Bloodrack Shines, War Hydras, Charybdises, Bloodrack Medusas, and then 1 unit of Doomfire Warlocks per 1,000, and 2 Bolt Throwers per 1,000 points.
Yeah, cool. Sweet. And then obviously, same sort of mercenary ally breakdown with just Warriors of Chaos as a ally. Okay, so is there anything that stood out, like that makes this army composition different to what you might have seen in, say, 8th? Like, it seems pretty similar.
Yeah, I think compared to other armies, there's no required core choice, which is nice. There's no like 1+ core option, so it's nice that you don't have to take warriors.
Yeah,
if you want to follow a different theme.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that is good.
Dark Riders' core is good. I mean, they're probably all, I can't remember, they were in 8th, I think, anyway, weren't they?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, no, it looks good. Cool. Okay, well, let's get on to the actual breakdown then. So, Dark Elf Nobles. Pretty standard elf stat line by the look of it for the Dreadlord. Anything changed massively? I don't think so.
No, I think it's pretty much the exact same as the high elf one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought initiative might have been a bit higher, but yeah. Well, 6 is higher, but yeah. I thought it might have been up there. I suppose you're getting your initiative boost if you're getting
No, he just has strike first. He has always strike first in his special rules.
Yeah. I suppose, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes up for it, doesn't it?
So he can use the murderous one, but only if he keeps his hand weapon.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That is weird. So he can take all the standard. Well, I won't go through everything here. I'm just sort of looking for the interesting things. You can get him up to full plate. Can have the dragon cloak as well, and a shield. So you can get this guy pretty up there then with the save.
Yeah, you can have a 2-up save against shooting.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But obviously, the mounts, we'll go into them in a minute. And then he's got the standard 100 or 50 magic items there. So, I mean, is this? Are they always going to be led by these guys? I guess we'll get through characters first because it seems like there's a couple of other options. You don't always have to be taking these guys, I guess, in this list by the sound of it.
No, but yeah, the leadership 10 on the general is certainly
it's good.
Nice to have.
Yeah.
And he's your choice to take a dragon.
Yes, that's right. That's very true.
Sweet.
Cool.
So yeah,
Sorceress.
I'll hit that. So your Dark Elf Sorceress, you're looking at 150 points for your Supreme Sorceress and 75 points for your Standard Sorceress. So your Supreme's coming in as a level 3. Just the stock Standard Sorceress is a level 1. They've got access to some pretty good laws. So Battle Magic, Demonology, which is fantastic. Dark's pretty good. Elementalism's not too bad. And Illusion's pretty good. So I'd take pretty much, almost all of those. So yeah, it can be mounted. The Supreme you can take up to level 4 for 30 points, gets 100 points of magic items. And the level 1 go to level 2 for 30 points and up to 50 points. So yeah, pretty much they've got Murderous as well. And then obviously the once per game you get the reroll.
Reroll.
Yeah. Special rule, which is always going to be handy.
Yeah.
And pretty good selection of laws though. I guess they're elves.
Yeah, good lore.
That's why.
Good lore selection.
Yeah. It's really good. So I mean, nothing stands out to me, particularly with the actual stat line and stuff, but just the fact that you've got all access to these laws as well as what appears to be quite common by looking through the lists, putting them on the Dark Pegasus and stuff. So once we get to mounts, I think it feels like there's some builds that people are running. I don't know what you've been running, Sean, but some pretty powerful stuff with them. I'll let you run through this guy then.
Yeah, the High Beastmaster. So weapon skill 7 and 3 attacks, leadership 9 for 75 points. And really you're taking him because he gets he can ride on a Manticore or a Scourge Runner Chariot. That's a good question. I guess you could just take him as an infantry unit. I've never thought about that before. Being a Beastmaster, I just assumed he'd be riding on something. Oh, you're right. He must be mounted on one of the following.
Right.
Chariot or Manticore.
Yeah, must be mounted. Okay, yes. Cool.
And he's limited in his weapon options. He's just cavalry, spear, or crossbow. But he comes with a whip. I don't even know what the rules for a whip are. And his special is he can go be, so he does a command subphase. He can turn a friendly monster, which could be the one he's riding. He can give them plus D3 attacks with a leadership test, which is good.
That's so good. Yeah.
Yeah, just a leadership test. Which is
and he also
9.
has strike first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A single friendly model. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing. So you're seeing these guys on things like obviously the Manticore.
Oh, maybe it isn't. Yeah.
What was that, Sean?
It's actually not even. It's not even a leadership test. He just gives it.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Single friendly. Oh, yeah. Straight away, you just choose it as long as
yeah.
it's in 9 inches. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heaps good.
Okay.
Yeah, that is.
That's what I mean. I mean, it's a bit annoying having sort of the random attacks, but I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, we'll have to get to the Manticore, but I'm assuming, and just the fact weapon skill 7 and BS 7, like, I guess when we get into magic items, is there anything in there that's a pretty high ballistic skill? I mean, I know he's got a repeater crossbow, but is there any other? I guess we might see if there's any other.
Yeah, there is a magic crossbow. That's not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. The Death Hag. So this is the one that goes or can go on the Cauldron of Blood. Leadership 8, but weapon skill 6, BS 6, strength 4, just 2 wounds, initiative 7. May take one of the following gifts of Cain, which is cool. I'll just go through them in a minute. But otherwise, yeah, you can be putting them on the Cauldron and you get 75 points of magic items. Standard, Eternal Hatred Frenzy, though. Hatred, all enemies, loner, murderous, which is what you're saying because it's 2 hand weapons, which is annoying. Poisoned attacks and strike first. So, I mean, I guess the downside here is the frenzy stuff, but in terms of the gifts of Cain, what have we got here? So for 15 points, we get Cry of War. Enemy units suffer -1 modifier to their leadership within the command range of 1 or more Death Hags that aren't fleeing. So within 8, so it's always good to be able to just straight put a debuff, especially because they probably have access to other ways to debuff leadership as well, I'd assume, with magic. Runa Cain, the character has the extra attacks plus D3. So, geez, what's frenzy goes to what, 4, 5 with 2 hand weapons plus D3 attacks. Pretty good. Which brew this character, their mount, and a unit have joined cannot lose the frenzy special rule. So, yeah, not too bad. I mean, I guess depends how much you like frenzy or not. So what's the rule these days with what's old world? It's like you still have to do a leadership test though now, don't you? But then you have to charge, or is it instant charge?
I think you have to charge.
I thought you had to. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay. Cool. Yeah. So this is the thing, you can goad them around, I guess, if they're not careful.
Yeah. With the loner, I think they have to go with witch elf units anyways who are already frenzy. So.
Yep. So they're going to get dragged around anyway.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, cool. Anything you wanted to say with her, Sean, or him? That's a her, I guess.
Yeah. But... with strike first and initiative 7, you're pretty happy taking a weapon that has strike last.
Yep.
Because they cancel each other out, and then she's still initiative 7.
Yep. That's
she's a good place for some of the more powerful magic weapons.
Yeah.
You take the plus D3 attacks, your 4 attacks plus D3.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we'll have a look at them in a minute. Yeah.
She's good. Canny of Assassins. Yeah. So for 80 points, your weapon skill 8, 2 wounds, 3 attacks, no armor. Hand weapons and throwing weapons. And they have they may take 1 of the forbidden poisons. So for 5 points, you have Black Lotus, which is each unsaved wound inflicted upon an enemy character suffers a -1 modifier to their leadership characteristic for the rest of the game.
The remainder of the game, so you just keep doing it as well.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, ouch.
If they're still alive, and if you're still alive. Dark Venom 15 points is you have the Killing Blow special rule, and Manbane for 15 points is you always wound on a 4+, regardless of toughness. I think certainly Manbane people are talking about using it in shooting, like maybe with a magic crossbow. Let's say. Not sure about Dark Venom if Killing Blow would also apply in shooting, or if that's.
I can't remember what the
rule
is.
If it's only in combat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they have the special rule hidden where they're not placed on the battlefield at the start of the game. They're hidden inside of a friendly unit whose troop type is infantry with a unit strength of 10 or more. Can't be harpies. Makes sense. They fly. And then you reveal your assassins. Any start of turn side phase or the start of any combat phase. So they just pop out, and hopefully you get to kill an enemy character.
Yeah. Sort of
But still,
and that can be any turn, not just yours. So, I mean, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Still only 3 attacks though, and T3 2 wounds, no armor.
Yeah. So you better.
It's the same with the Skaven assassins. Like, it's a bit of an investment for It's
80 points too. Yeah, it's quite up, especially once you start adding these other things. They're easy
start
to go
kitting
over
them up.
100.
Yeah.
How I was going to say, is these, because I don't know if the hives are the same, but certainly with the Dark Elves, some of these weapon skills are pretty high. Do you find there, with some weapon skill debuffs and stuff that you're getting into that range of hitting on 2 sometimes with these things, or it still just tends to be worthless having such a high weapon skill?
You may be hitting on 2s. Yeah, I mean, he has hatred as well, so he's re-rolling the assassins, but you're still like, everyone's
hitting you on 4s,
still hitting you on 4s.
Yeah.
So it's not really a defensive
thing. Yeah. Makes sense. I just did notice, I think one of their signature spells I thought was a bit there, but it does debuff a weapon skill, I think. So I was like, I wonder if that's supposed to be lined up a little bit for this sort of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Cool. So we've got some mounts here. We'll run through these, Andrew.
Yeah, why not? So the Dreadlords, the Masters can jump on a Dark Steed, Cold One Chariot, Black Dragon for the Dreadlord, and a Manticore for the Dreadlord. So pretty good selection out of that. The Supreme Sorceress and the Normal Sorceress. So obviously on the Steed again, or a Cold One. Also get access to the Dark Pegasus, which isn't too bad for 35 points. And the Black Dragon for the Supreme Sorceress only. As we went through before with Sean's, they have to be mounted on a Scourge Runner Chariot or a Manticore for the Beastmasters. And a Death Hag may be mounted on a Cauldron of Blood. And the Dark Steed's coming at 14 points. The Cold One's coming in at 18 points. The Dark Peg's coming in at 35 points, which is pretty good because it's got like +1 wound. 3 attack.
It's not adding toughness, is it? But it's adding that extra wound, but fly as well.
Yeah, the fly 10.
Countercharge, force charge. I don't know. I'm assuming you're not throwing this thing into combat too much, at least when you're putting your sorceress or something on it. But the 35 points for fly 10, I mean, that's what you get for a magic item half the time, isn't it? Isn't the flying carpet like 35 points or something?
It'd be pretty good, I reckon. Yeah, try and get it out.
Yeah, they're good.
The only problem is, I think being monstrous, Cav, she can't just hide around infantry, can she? Whereas flying carpet, you still can.
That's
like,
true.
As in, like, you can't be targeted.
You got to fly. You'd have to hide around Cav.
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah.
And they've got pretty good Cav in the game for corner.
Yeah. So you'd need a system there, but they're good. They're good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I might just.
Go.
I
think that. I think the Master in previous editions had access to the Dark Pegasus, which he sadly lost. There's no model.
He was one of the old captain on the Empire on a peg, was sort of that guy, but more effective. Yeah. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because you'd put the BSB on it as well. That's right, I think.
That's really good for 35 points if you could. Yeah, that'd be
it would have been nice, but
a sweet little combat character.
So they've only got access to chariots and the Dark Steeds, basically, for the Master. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me just skim down to the I don't think the bookmarks work in this, to the no, that's
magic
items. Well, that was one actually, but let's start here. Black Dragon. Let's just have a look. How does this guy yes, that's just for some of the mounts, I thought. How does this guy, Sean, compared to, where does he sit with the other dragons? Obviously the High Elves have 3. Is it 3 to choose from? Where's this guy sit?
He's great. He's what's his thing? He's not quite as powerful as the most expensive Star Dragon, but he's you're totally happy. He's still putting you up to toughness 6.
Yeah.
He's strength 7. Like I think the Star Dragon has
moves.
weapon skill 7,
Right.
but like, who really cares? His breath weapon, I think, is probably the best dragon breath weapon in the game. It
Strength 4.
is strength 4, no armor saves, and if he wounds you, you're -1 weapon skill.
Now is that
until the start of your next turn?
Until you stack it. Yeah, sudden turn subphase. Okay, yeah, cool.
So, I mean, most people don't breathe fire with their dragons that much because they're so good in combat. But if you ever are stuck doing it, or if you have a sorceress on the black dragon, it's like it's one where you don't feel too bad if you're stuck just breathing noxious fumes.
Yeah, or strength 4 and no armor. Jeez.
Yeah, that is good.
Burn through people.
Yeah, that's
like
really
units. Good.
Yeah.
I like that. So you've got the 6 attacks. Is it 1? Must make one of the attacks, okay, with the armor being 2, multi-wound 2, but then the rest are at strength. Well, they're all strength 7, I guess, but AP -2, which is good. It's a fly 10, D6 stomp attack, swift stride, all the normal stuff. So, he looks pretty good. 280 points. And the only way to get really high toughness characters, I guess, in the elf army is putting them on these things. The Manticore.
Yeah, it's I think same points as like a Wyvern or a Griffin, 130. But weapon skill 5, strength 5, +1 toughness. So you only go into toughness 4, which is a bit wimpy.
Yeah.
But +4 wounds, 4 attacks.
Yeah.
And then
4 attacks is good because I think the Wyverns are 3 attacks.
That's true.
Yeah. So.
And I mean, if you have a Beastmaster on him, he's gonna maybe give him plus D3 more.
Yep.
And this is the guy where at your start of turn you're making a leadership test. Where he gains frenzy. Which is so I think you're using the Beastmaster's leadership 9. Yeah. So it's not you're probably doing okay, but and sometimes frenzy is nice, and sometimes
what's the thing? It's depending on build, isn't it? Like if you've loaded up a bunch of these guys and you want to attack, do you care?
Yeah.
Hopefully you've got enough movement to make sure that, if you fail this, then there's a good target you want to charge into anyway, potentially. So
yeah,
it's a bit annoying because you don't know, obviously, if you're going to have it or not. So you sort of At least if you had frenzy, you'd know. Yeah. It's like,
or it'd be nice if you did the leadership test and then you could choose whether you wanted to get frenzy or not, just for the extra attack.
Yeah. But I'm seeing a lot of builds where they're just taking Beastmasters on Manticore. Beastmaster on Manticore. Is this a thing, or you haven't seen that too much?
I haven't seen that too much, but
okay.
I could see. I mean, they're not restricted. So certainly, if you're playing it like 1999 or something, you can.
That's right. They're not normal. And you're dropping an attack, I think, from the Beastmaster. And I got 4 attacks, doesn't he? But he's still got. I think he's 3 attacks, 3 wounds. He's better than a normal hero, but he's not right up there. But his weapon skill, is he the one who was?
He's still weapon skill 7.
What, 7?
Yeah.
So I mean, pretty good. I guess he's a replacement for that old master. Then running around Dark Pegasus is heaps better. Cost more, but it's an interesting character mount. There was the chariots. I guess we'll get to them. We'll get to the complex chariots and mounts and stuff later if you want. Just because, probably they all
sounds good.
Mixed up. Let's go look at just some of these magic items first, and have that in our head when we're going through the units and characters and stuff. So, do you want to, Sean? Do you want to take us through the weapons, and then we'll
So the Executioner's Axe, 70 points. Your AP -2, killing blow, magical attacks, and strike last. But when making a wound roll, you always roll wound on a 2+.
Yeah.
So, I've ran that on the Death Hag.
Yeah.
Because it just fits in her 75-point magic item allotment, and then strikes first, strikes last, cancel each other out, and she's initiative 7 with killing blow.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
And she's probably hitting on 3s anyway. Now she's wounding on 2s.
Yeah, hitting on 3, and she has hatred everyone.
Oh yes,
yeah.
So re-rolling, yeah.
Sword of Ruin, 65 points. No armor, ward, or regeneration saves. So good, but you're still only strength 4. So
yeah,
depends on who you're trying to stab. Life Taker is a 35-point magic repeater crossbow. Strength 3, AP 1, armor bane 1, magical attacks, multiple shots, D3 plus 1, and poison. So not bad. I think people before I think people like it on a assassin with man bane and maybe killing blow if that works. And you put them with the shades, and it does some good shooting. Maybe The Whip of Agony is for high beastmasters for 30 points. Strength plus 1, AP minus 1, strike first. And if you take a wound, you're minus 1 to your toughness for the remainder of the game.
Yeah. I mean, do you go? I mean, you got to get. I guess you got to get the wound through. But if you're doing it against some high stuff initially, you start really bringing them down, don't you?
Yeah.
And that's one of the ones I've seen on those builds. One of them with the whip, just because they can get into the right target when they're on the Manticore as well. It's pretty good little. And it's not that expensive, but
the Beastmaster already has strike first.
Bit of a waste.
You're a bit of a waste. Okay.
It's good to get the magic attacks. Then what? You strength 5 then, are you? At AP minus 1, is that right? Is he strength 4? Yeah.
Yeah, he's strength 4. Yeah, so that's pretty good.
I mean, you're still wounding like some of those big gribblies on a 5, which you never know. It's pretty useful if you can knock, and then if you only need to get 1 through, don't you? And then now you
just get the 1.
It just starts getting better.
100%.
Cool. Andrew, you want to do armor?
Yeah. So the Shield of Grond, I believe it's pronounced, 40 points. So it is a shield. There you go. In addition, all attacks directed against its bearer suffer a minus modifier to their strength. So not too bad for 40 points. Just one of those things. Well, I don't know. I prefer the minus to hit, but minus strength isn't too bad. Still maybe a little bit pricey, but you might see it. That's the problem with, obviously, elves being toughness 3. Unless you got a mount.
I mean, if you're putting this on something that can afford this, I sort of feel like the stuff it's going up against is higher than strength 4 anyway. It doesn't really matter. I don't know. But what do you think of this one?
I think it's amazing. Right?
Oh,
you
love it. See?
I love it.
Dragon?
Right? You put on a dragon, and then you're essentially toughness 7.
Toughness
right?
7,
And or on the Manticore, it's taking you up to essentially toughness 5, which is nice. I think it's
that's what I overlooked. Yeah, definitely. When you put it on the mounts, they're already at that high toughness.
It's on a if it's just your guy on foot in the unit, it's not worthwhile. But yes, on a it feels pointed.
And you've got some of those ones. So who's the ones who can take the 75 that we went through? Like there's some that can have 75 points of magic items.
Yeah, it'd be the
Lord.
It'd be the Beastmaster. But I say that, but now can a Beastmaster actually take a shield?
Right.
Let me double check that.
Maybe.
Yes, he may.
Okay. There you go. Well, that's interesting.
So I've ran a Beastmaster with this.
Yeah.
To help out is because toughness 4 on your flying monsters feels bad.
Yeah.
True.
Blood
armor coming in at 30 points. I was a little bit confused with how this works because I'm like, does a shield stack it up? Because it's blood armor is a suit of armor that gives its wearer an armor value of 5+. For each unsaved wound the wearer inflicts, the armor value is improved by 1 to a maximum of 2+. So I'm like, does a shield make it +1 as well?
I mean, technically, yes, but you wouldn't be able to get above 2.
Oh, yeah. You can't get above 2. Yeah. Because I'm like, well, the problem is you're taking wounds, isn't it? Oh, no, the wearer inflicts. Sorry.
That's
the one. Oh, sorry. I thought you were taking them for a
second.
But
I mean, this would be scary on another one of these guys on a mount because suddenly you're not spending some of these money and you could get some pretty high armor saves. I mean, I know some of the Dreadlords can already get it anyway, but it depends on which one you got it on.
Yeah, and you're getting like that higher initiative,
Oh, no,
so
it's
you're going to be
infantry or cav,
inflicting.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of the ones that got
wounds first.
Yeah, this is one of the ones that got FAQ'd because it used to not be infantry or cavalry only. Yeah, so people were going dragon with a crossbow, and you're just trying to shoot a couple chaff models.
Yeah, before you get into combat.
Turn one, and then because it doesn't say wounds inflicted in
combat.
Combat. Although how the armor becomes anointed in blood when you shoot someone with the crossbow.
Long splatters.
There's a few things in this Dark Elf. I like the theme where, like, you're either just making someone worse or you're getting better through killing things. Like, that's a pretty good themed army, which is pretty cool. I like it.
Sweet. Cool.
Talismans, I'll do that. Then Pendant of Calith, I don't know how to say this one. Calith, 40 points. It's a bearer gets a 5+ ward against any wound suffered that is strength 4 or lower, or a 4+ ward against any strength 5 or above. I mean, that's seems like an auto take.
Yeah. Is that the best ward item in the game?
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah. There's a 3 up against shooting, isn't there, or something like that, and there's a 4 up against something else, I think, in one of the books.
Yeah. Well, you can take the armor, the super expensive armor to get a 4. But
that's just armor. Yeah, that's good. Looks like. I mean that, and then you've already got the Talisman of Protection as well. 5 up wards. 5 up wards. So you've got a few ways to do this in your army.
It conflicts with the Shield of Grond on your unkillable Black Dragon build, but it's still worthwhile.
Yeah, right. You mean just because
that lowers the strength, so your ward save becomes good, but only against strength 5.
Yeah. It'll knock it to that 4. Yeah, that's true. Pearl of Infinite Bleakness, 15 points. The bearer of the Pearl of Infinite Bleakness and the unit they have gains immune to psychology special rule. I mean, for 15 points, especially depending on where you're putting that unit. Is this something that you see on like champions and stuff?
It seems like it should be a great unit for item for champions, and I've never found a use for it.
Right. Okay.
I think maybe on executioners, but they're veteran base already.
Yeah.
So I guess, and I don't think that your regular warriors, the champions, can take items.
What about like Dark Riders and stuff, or
I don't think they can take items.
Okay.
I guess maybe Cold One Knights. But they cause fear and are stupid.
Yeah. So okay.
You can't control them anyways.
Yeah. Right. Magic standards. This will be useful when we go into the infantry.
Yeah. So 65 points for the Band of Nagaroth. You gain Stubborn and an additional +1 to combat result. So
not bad.
It's pricey, but it's always good to have +1 combat raise. And then Stubborn's good just for that one. I'm not going yeah.
Only Blackguard have more than a 50-point magic item allowance, so it would have to be on your BSB otherwise.
Yeah.
And that Blackguard is an amble unit, though, isn't it? Is that the one that?
Yeah, but they come with Stubborn already.
Yeah. Oh, do they? Oh, right. Okay. But are they the ones with the? We'll get into it. They're the ones with the halberd that.
Yeah, they're the ones
is the extra rank or something. Yes.
Well,
now you're playing more for just +1. You probably take this next one if you really want that.
Yeah. So Standard of Slaughter, 40 points. When you're charging, you get +D3 combat results. So I think great on a unit of Cold One Knights or just generally good. So it's going to be charging. Harganeth, 25 points. You improve your arm piercing of its combat weapons by 1, which that's amazing. Great on
25 points too, man.
Witches, great on whatever. Yeah. That's I would say it's an auto take.
Yeah.
Cold-Blooded Bandit, 20 points. Single use. You may use it when making a leadership test or a break test. Roll an extra d6 and discard the highest. So it helps with stupidity, but you have to use it before you roll. So it's just that turn when you're like, I really don't want to fail stupidity. I'm going to roll an extra dice. It'd be super nice if you could use it.
Yeah, after, like you roll. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Cool.
So pretty good banners there, but
yeah.
I like that D3 one. Yeah, that's
that's
always good to have. Yeah. So yeah, the Black Dragon Egg coming in at 35 points. So it's a single use. So during the command sub phase of the turn, the bearer of the Black Dragon Egg can consume it until the end of the turn. The model has a toughness characteristic of 6, which cannot be improved further, and gains Noxious Breath, which was that pretty good breath weapon that we went through before.
So are you seeing this in builds then? Like some sneaky little things? Like it seems like it's 35 points. I don't know. Feels like you can whack someone that's very fast, gets in a right position, eats this.
Yeah, Sorceress on a Pegasus, potentially.
Yeah.
The one issue with it is that it's in your turn, so your toughness 6 in your turn. It's not
it's sort of useless. Yeah,
it doesn't last longer, so the toughness isn't super useful. But yeah, 35 points for a single use, powerful breath weapon, not bad.
The Hydra's Tooth, 30 points. I don't know. We'll see what Sean says with this. I'm trying to work out if this is got something good in it, because it seems a bit mute with some of the FAQs. So basically, it's a missile weapon, range 9, strength of user, AP -3, which is pretty good, just like an AP perspective. So it's magic attacks, quick to shoot, and quick shot. Move and shoot and quick shot. But this weapon can target a specific model within a target unit, such as a champion or character. But I thought, obviously, if your unit is over 5,
they still get a lookout.
Yeah, you still get the lookout, sir.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Am I missing something, or it's just not probably worth the 30 points?
It's probably not worth the 30 points. Yeah,
sweet.
Yeah, and it's only one shot.
Yeah.
And would this, if that FAQ wasn't there and you could snipe, would this be something that with quick shot and stuff, can you do a stand and shoot with this then? Is that what that would
quick
be?
shot you can do a stand and shoot, and move and shoot is you can march and shoot.
Yeah.
So that would you could do some fun things.
Yeah, but they need to get rid of that rule or make something different. I don't know.
So Guiding Eye. I don't mind this one in the right unit. So 25 points, single use. The bearer of the Guiding Eye and the unit they have joined may reroll any failed rolls to hit made during the shooting phase. So if you got like a nice big shooter unit, and obviously you want a bit more output, it would be. Although elves usually are good at shooting, it just does buff that.
Especially that early game where you probably are still hitting on 4s or something, or multi-shot, long range.
If you did have a nice big chunky shooting unit with a character that's shooting as well, could be handy. Cool. Who's up for Arcane?
That would have been a scary one though if it was common and you could just have it
on
every chair. Well, you might not be able to have magic items on those guys actually. We'll get to that. Arcane items. These are good, I think. At least the second one. The bearer, the Black Star, 55 points. That's got to go on the big one, the High Sorceress, whatever it is. Bearer of the Black Staff may use it when attempting to cast a spell. If they do, they roll an extra d6 when making that casting roll. Discard the lowest. However, if a double 1 is rolled on any of the 2 dice. And this is... So you can do this all the time.
Yeah.
It's not one shot. So, I mean, geez, to me... I feel like providing your sorceress is on something potentially that has more than 3 wounds. I feel like I don't really care about bloody miscasts in this game.
Yeah.
So if you do want to go crazy with it, I think it's looks pretty good. Focus for me to those common for 10 points. It's only single use, but I guess you can stack it. Basically, when you go to cast a spell, you place a marker completely within 12 inches. And then the range and all the effects of the spells are measured off that, and they also have 360 line of sight off that marker. I mean that seems like awesome.
Yeah,
it's super good. Yeah, like
only
it's
10 points.
Only 10 points. It's basically an extra 12 inches of range for your vortices or hexes.
But you don't even need to be in line of sight or anything, eh? Like so you can hide your peg sorceress now behind, definitely out of like not closest with the Dark Riders or whatever, and just plonking this. Yeah, that's
It's only the single spell. It's not like all the spells you cast that turn.
No, you'd have to pick, wouldn't you? Which one you want. But you could put 2 of these on a single caster, can't you?
Oh
Or
yeah,
not?
for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Or or 5 of them. If
Yeah,
you're
well,
on
that
a
would be, yeah,
if you're on a dragon and you don't have
true.
good line of sights, right? If you're
Yeah.
restricted, then it can be super useful to help out.
Oh,
And it's I think because it's common, right? You can take another arcane item.
I'm
I
not.
think that's
Yeah,
how that works.
potentially. I'd have to have a look. That's a good point. Actually, I'm not sure, but yeah,
Yeah.
that
So
would be cool
either
if it
either
was.
the lore familiar, so
Actually,
you
you
know
might be
you're
right
gonna
because I
have the
think I've seen
vortices.
that build. Yeah, so you know what
Yeah.
spells you got, plus you got 2 of these or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Heaps good. Tome of Fury and 15 points. The bearer of the tome knows 1 more spell than usual for their wizardry level. Have you? There's a couple of these in different books. Do you find them? Is this more like? I guess it's a cheaper lore familiar in a way because
Yeah, you get
if
up
you
to 5
put it
spells.
on level 4, you get up to 5. Worst
Yeah.
case, you got a shit spell, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they're good. I think you're probably going to take the lore familiar. Like if you're running double wizard, double level 4s, this is probably going on it. I know I think the chaos one is common, so you can
oh right,
spam it on a bunch of
Spam it
different
as well.
wizards, which would be nice. But it's the same.
Yeah.
The high elves have the exact same thing. 15
right.
points at a spell. Yeah.
Yeah, no, makes it right.
That's good.
I think that's the use case, isn't it? Because there's not really any reason to take a level 3 or level 1 and give them, unless you're like where you can't be anything more than a level 3. Like, was it the vamps or which one is it on your vamps? It's a level 2 or 3, Andrew, where you tend to take that. They get the extra spell.
Yeah. It's like one of the arcane.
Yeah, like that's
vampiric
sort of because you have to,
whatever
because you can't get to a level 4 or something. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. Let's go back then to just start going through the infantry and stuff and the units. Where are we? And then once we touch those mounts, the bigger ones, we can sort of talk through them as well. But yeah, I'll do the boring ones. The Dark Elf City Guard might not be that boring, but Standard Elf, yeah, weapon skill 4, BS4, all of them are the same. I guess the repeater crossbowman. So 8 points for the Dark Elf Warrior, but 11 for the repeater crossbowman because he's actually got a repeater crossbow, but not a shield. Now the repeater crossbow, what is that? Multi-shot 2, strength 3, 24 inches.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, with armor bane one,
Armor
but
bane
no
1. Yeah,
but no
okay.
AP, no armor penetration.
Okay.
Yeah, multi-shot, no volley fire is the big issue with them.
Right. Okay.
I would say.
So how are you finding the repeated crossbowmen? Are they still in your lists then? Like, is it worth it with the multi-shot?
It's the multi-shot is hard on multi-shot, no volley fire, and the fact that you have to take them in 10 plus. So you can't do like little 5-man unit of archers like dwarves or other elves do. You're stuck with 10, so probably half of, I guess you can do a big long line. Yeah, and then multi-shot being -1 to hit. So you're really only ever hitting on 4s.
5 sometimes.
Then 5s, then 6s, like 6s if you move. Yeah.
I used to find a lot playing Dark Elves against them that if they got in contact, they'd rip you to pieces. But a lot of time they're shooting, even the repeater cross bolt throwers. A lot of it might have been the luck, but it was just like they kept missing everything. I was just like, aren't these guys supposed to be elves and know how to shoot? But
and the other weird thing about them, I guess, is that they are not regiments and detachments like you would expect them to be.
Yeah. Because then you join these two together a bit, sort of thing. Yeah.
Seems like a miss.
I wonder if that's an example where this, they decided to not put all the armies in, and then this one never got re-looked at again. That type of thing. So,
yeah, feels like it a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway, so you get all the normal upgrades for 5 points. You can take thrusting spears. So you can get some Dark Elf Warriors, although they don't have. They do have martial prowess. Yep. Unit of repeated crossmen may take shields. You can have veteran, and you can purchase a magic standard. So you can't have the champs can't have magic weapons on those guys. They're close order as well. Then we go into the open order ones. Do you want to cover these guys, Sean?
Yeah, Black Ark Corsairs are, open order, 11 points, weapon skill 4, hand weapon light armor. They have Sea Dragon Cloaks, which is that +1 against non-magical shooting. They have move through cover. You can equip them either with an additional hand weapon, so they'd be 2 attacks each, or hand bows, which are, I think, at 12-inch range, quick shot or movement fire, but just strength 3. Yeah, they sort of struggle to have a place in the list. I think they're not right. Like in combat, it's like, okay, you have two attacks, but you're only strength 3, or you have shooting that's only 12-inch range. Like if they feel like they should be skirmishers, and then they'd be sort of cool.
Yeah, but, yeah. They're sort of
or have
their open order, but
yeah, if you could take the additional hand weapon and the crossbow, hand bows, like definitely be a little bit better. Yeah, so Blackguard, as Sean said before, as he was alluding to, these guys are pretty tasty. So they're coming at 15 points. They got pretty standard elf stat line, except weapon skill 5, getting into that elite sort of weapon skill, initiative 5. So they got hand weapons, your dread halberds, which we'll get to in a sec, full plate armor, which is pretty good. Special rules, so close order, elven reflexes, the eternal hatred towards Dark Elves, obviously hatred for Dark Elves, immune to psych, which is also really good, stubborn, and the martial prowess. So basically, it's good that they got the martial prowess because they get the fight an extra rank for their halberd as well. So yeah, they're dread halberds, so +1 strength, -1 AP. It's armor bane 1, fight in extra rank, which is fantastic, and it requires 2 hands, so it's kind of like a and then a model wielding dread halberd cannot make a supporting attack during a turn in which it charged. So
it's more of I'm an anvil, you hit me.
Yeah.
And so the martial prowess is fight in extra ranks for your rear and flanks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
so
say
this. Oh, I was gonna say, Sean, you probably see this quite a bit in Dark Elf armies.
Yeah, I mean they have all the right rules, but I just think that like elite infantry is suffering a bit in the game.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Right, like for 15 points, like I don't know, your decent sized units 300 points, and then you spend the game trying to get it into combat or like drilled is nice, and there are some ways to make them. Some of the spells, like there's a spell to speed people up, but they really feel like a really good unit that is just not that great right now. In the meta with monsters and cavalry and stuff, But I think they're 1 point cheaper than the Phoenix Guard and Dark Elves, but have stubborn and immune to psychology. So you're pretty happy with them, and don't have some of the, like the 5-up ward against flaming attacks or something, which are more situational.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things. It's a bit sad because like looking at the stats and everything, you're like, oh yeah, it's a pretty good unit if it was more the old school infantry blocks. But like you said, in the current, don't want to use the word meta, but
what wins? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
and they're still probably, I would imagine, fairly easy to kill if you know what I mean. Like, full plate, but they're still going to be toughness 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're
don't like getting stomped on.
Yeah, you still need a lot of them, but then obviously it gets pricey. The Hagenath Executioners, they is that the same sort of stat line? No, they've got an extra strength. On top of them there for 15 points. Regular infantry 10+, hand weapons, the great swords and heavy armor. You can do drilled for +2 points. You're getting penalised for that. Magic standard of 50. What was the Hagenath 30-point banner? Was it? Was that the
25 for
25
AP?
Yeah. And then you can take 25 points on the champ. It's close order, elven reflexes, hatred, murderous, which is a waste of time, I guess. They are veteran, but then they've got the cleaving blow, non-great weapon, if you know what I mean. +2 strength. So strength 6, AP -1, put a banner, AP -2, but yeah, cleaving blow, I'll say, the cheap, the not so good killing blow.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Yeah, they feel like they lost a point of their AP got put on the banner. and they would like it. They would like it back on their great weapon.
And I don't want to have to pay for it. I want to put another banner on.
That's
and the unit size of 10+, again, like most of the high elf elite units start at 5, so you can sort of go that more MSU. Whereas these guys, like, your minimum size unit is 150 points. That's only 10 toughness 3 elves with heavy armor.
Yeah.
So they're good if they get to charge something and fight it first, but they don't want to get shot or charged.
No, that's right. Yeah, you'd want to be charging, maybe using drill to just put them in a massive line hammer and just see what you can kill in that first round.
Cool. Dark Elf Shades are your skirmishing scouts. So 15 points, your weapon skill 5, ballistic skill 5, initiative 5. Comes with a hand weapon and repeater crossbows. You can buy an additional hand weapon or great weapons, which is pretty nice in a scouting unit. You can take light armor for a point. You can purchase a magic item on the champion. And one unit in your army can have ambushers, chariot runners, or veteran. Awesome. They come with, evasive scouts, skirmishers, move through cover. I think they're they're not bad. You get that extra pip of ballistic skill, which helps out with your repeater crossbows. Skirmishers means they're going to be harder to shoot back at.
No, they've always been annoying.
BS5's great. I love BS5.
Well, that's where you start making those repeater crossbows worthwhile too, I guess. Because at least you're hitting on 4s or 3s, maybe. If you've only just moved. Not even move. You just appear and then just shoot. It's pretty good. Daughters. Who's next? You.
I will have to bow out because I had that 1 hour. Okay. I got an appointment. But thanks heaps, Sean, for coming. It's great to see you. Always
good to see you too.
The man of knowledge.
Well, now we know when we do Wood Elves, he'll have to come back on because I didn't realize.
Yeah, we will.
Everything else.
Definitely. He's the elf master. All right.
Cool. See you guys. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Smashing through these. So, Daughters of Cain. So these are the dual pack. Witch Elves and Sisters of Slaughter. Your Witch Elf is your frenzied, I guess she is, isn't it? Yep. Frenzied hatred, horde, loner, murderous, poisoned attacks, close order unit. But other than that, higher initiative elf, basically. Is that right? Or same initiative elf?
Yeah, initiative 5 is a bit higher.
Yeah. And then the Sisters of Slaughter have more pip of weapon skill and initiative on that, except they have this, we'll get into, I guess, lash and buckler. They're a bit different. Open order. And these guys are, Sisters of Slaughter are rare, aren't they? Is that what?
Yeah.
It was? Yeah. So they have, let's see, do the Witch Elves have any other? No other. That Horde's interesting. So they're really pushing big units here if you want of Witch Elves. I guess if you have the cauldron in there as well. You don't. The cauldron doesn't go in it anymore, does it?
No, the cauldron goes beside and gets dragged along.
It's just,
like poison Witch Elves poisoned attacks is nice, right? You're gonna have 3 attacks on each of them. They're good with the Harganeth Bandit for AP -1.
Yeah, right.
You're kicking out a bunch of attacks that are potentially poisoned, so you don't have to roll a wound. But you're still getting the AP -1. I think that I really like taking a hag and then getting a unit of witches and core.
Yeah, right. And would you be putting the hag on the cauldron still?
No, I think when we get to the cauldron, you'll see. But she can just go in the unit.
Yeah, cool. Okay. No, that's sad, but cool. We'll get to her a bit. And then the Sisters of Slaughter, like I said, they sort of seem like a fightier unit in the sense, not with frenzy or only got 2 attacks, but they got this. What have they got? This Dancers of Death. So is that right? Yeah. If this unit makes a successful charge, the charge target suffers a -1 modifier to its maximum rank bonus until the end of the combat phase.
Yeah, so it's sort of like
Is that-
a little first charge that doesn't go away.
The issue there is it's the maximum rank bonus. Is that right? So like if you charge a unit that has a maximum rank bonus of 2 and it's only got a rank bonus right now 1, does it make a difference?
I don't think it does. Yeah. I think it's only modifying the maximum. Okay, well that makes them even worse. Also, there's 17 points.
17 points.
T3, no armor.
No armor.
And impetuous, just in case you thought.
Oh, that's right. Yes, they weren't frenzied, but they're impetuous.
Not frenzied, but impetuous.
Yeah.
And, they're not even immune to psychology. Like, anyways.
It's like they don't want you to put that other unit together, like the other version of the Witch Elves.
Yeah, those are staying in AOS.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So this Lash and Buckler, what is it? That's requires 2 hands, fight an extra rank, armor bane 1, -1 AP. Okay. But yeah, it's too expensive.
Yeah, 17 points for an infantry model. Harpies are amazing. So 11 points, units of 5 plus, just weapon skills 3, strength 3, toughness 3, no armor, but 2 attacks. Poor leadership 6, but they're probably going to die as soon as anything looks at them anyways. Scouts, skirmishers, swift stride, fly 10. They're like they're just amazing chat.
Yeah. And you're hitting at -1 to hit them. Plus, they can get through. They can move through cover. You can just sit in them. You can piggyback your way through a forest, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
Without worrying about stuff. Yeah, and then get to war machines or whatever. Probably not war machines these days. It's like you're trying to pick on the little lone wizards hanging around.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Lone wizards better. Depends on the war machine. Maybe a goblin war machine with your 2 attacks each. Yeah.
Cold One Knights. So let me get into some heavy cav here. Standard elf stat line 31 points, and then the Cold One has 2 attacks, strength 4, weapon skill 3. It's on 30 by 60s, units of 5 plus. They come with heavy armor and shields and lances. Does the Cold One have? No. Oh yeah, it does. I am armor bane, right? Yeah. So it's armored hide. I was talking about.
That's armored hide. Yeah, and you can upgrade to full plate.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, that's in there too. Yep, replace heavy armor with full plate. Okay, so you can get these guys up to 2 up saves.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah, awesome. Okay. Yeah. Movement 7. Are they still stupid? Yes. So they're stupid. Yes. Swift stride, first charge, fear, all the normal stuff. Armor bane 1, so like a boar. And then you got the 50 point standard as well as the standard sort of upgrades that you'd get, and 50 points for your Dread Knight magic item. Okay, that's pretty good. Was that higher than it ever used to be? I mean, you probably couldn't take.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
magic items anyway on champs and stuff in 8. I don't think. So, well, how are you finding the Cold Ones? I mean, they're
good as long as you don't feel stupidity.
Yeah, right.
Which you can't reroll with the BSB now. So
so just that leadership 9.
Yeah, but weapon skill 5. They're tough for elves, being toughness 4 and 2 up save.
Yeah,
those are good. Yeah, tough knights. They don't have counter charge as their one problem.
But
other than stupidity.
Yeah. So you're saying before though, like you got first charge there, plus you've got the banner that adds plus D3 if you put that guy on it. You can probably break some good units.
Yeah, I had them just destroy a unit of black orcs. On the charge. I just ran over them. It's like, I didn't expect that to happen.
No,
and fear.
Yeah. It depends on the build, like I said, and if you're not rolling stupid, there's no way to get veteran or anything because that's a leadership test, eh? No, damn.
Yeah.
Dark Riders. Do you want to cover them?
Dark Riders. Yeah. So 16 points. Your weapon skill 4. All the standard light cavalry stats. You come with a spear and light armor. You can buy a shield for 1 point and repeater crossbows for 2 points. You can take a champion standard bearer musician, and 1 unit per 1,000 can have fire and flee or scout, which is nice. And they're skirmishers to begin with. Could be open order, swift stride, Yeah, so I mean, you can buy them. They're good. They're great. 16 points for like cavalry and core. It's great. You can buy them scouts. You can either.
How you find? Have you used the fire and flee a little bit yet? Or because I haven't used that yet as a rule.
Yeah, not where they've made a big difference because right there, you're -1 for standard shooting, -1 for multi shots.
Yeah.
So you're hitting on 5s, and then you only, I mean, maybe you have 10 shots. So yeah, against fighting other chaff, if you're fighting that like chaff
battle,
it's not bad. Scouts is nice if you want to like skip the crossbows and just try and hunt war machines. That's a good option. I know people are talking about running them as big open order units with a banner and a rank to help out to support the dragon. Like basically you combo charge with your dragon.
Right.
And then you get your unit strength up to double.
Whatever you need. Yeah. 10 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, 10 with these guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing is, they're fast, move 9, plus they're in core, so you can buy a bunch of them if you want. How are you finding the base? It feels weird that some of the light cavs on 25 still, and then some are on 30s, and like I can't remember the models, but do they fit better on the 30s by 60s, or doesn't it make a difference?
They're like a bit. They were a bit later models, so they're a little bit chunky.
Big. Yeah.
I don't know if I ran into any of the still old base size like cavalry.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that seems like a lot of my cap. Yeah, Tomb Kings, like the Goblin Wolf Riders. A lot of the ones I use have been 25s. The boars aren't; they've all gone up. But yeah, some of the other ones that I have are all smaller. Yeah, cool. Okay. They don't have. Is anything in this army got reserve move?
No reserve move.
Okay. Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Ooh, I'll let you cover these guys because these guys look pretty cool.
Okay, Doomfire Warlocks. Yeah, they're pretty unique. So they're sort of they're similar to Sisters of the Thorn in Wood Elves, where their big thing is they get to choose a spell. So 22 points,
isn't it? In those laws.
Any from Demonology or Dark. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So 22 points. Your weapon skill 4, strength 4, toughness 3, 1 attack. Just have a hand weapon. Don't have murderous, so you can't even make use of the rule. You fast cavalry. What else do we got? Yeah, then poisoned attacks, but not skirmish. Yeah. And so Cursed Coven. Yeah. So if you have 5 models or more, you get a bound spell with a power level of 1. If you have a champion, it's a power level of +2. And you just choose a spell from Dark or Demonology. So people like the Demonology signature for Magic Missile.
Gotcha.
So just don't have Magic Missile. But I think it's a 9+ to cast though.
Yeah.
So you're you're looking for a 7. Or
the cool thing I like about these guys potentially though is depending on where you put them, that could be a use case where you're out. Providing you get your spell off, you might be able to stay out of those dispel ranges sometimes as well, depending on because you're on cav. So
you're on a flank and you're casting. Yeah, the Demonology one's 18 inches.
Yeah,
and then
it's 2d6, isn't it? Strength 4, AP.
Strength 4 -1. Yeah, I think so. It's good. Yeah. What's and then there's the other use case is going dark magic. For the which one is it? Infernal Gateway? Yes.
That's the one that
No, that's the character one. Darn it. No, I guess it's what's the Demonology conveyance?
Oh, conveyance spell.
Yes. So troop type infantry, you give them fly 12.
Ah, right. Okay.
So the thought is you can launch your witches or your blackguard across the board. Flying 12, marching. They can go 24 inches.
That's a 9 plus,
9+ to cast. But in that instance, you're probably staying back out of dispel range. Trying to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's some good options here. The fact, so when you said the Sister of the Thorn, I can't remember because the elf one was so long ago. Is that a set spell, or was that also a similar thing where the sisters can choose?
Yeah, that's wood elves, and they get to choose.
Oh, sorry, wood elves and high elves. Oh,
Yeah,
that's why we
and
haven't
I
done
think
it. That's
okay. And I think they have I think they have access to battle magic and elementalism, maybe.
Right. Yeah. Cool.
So people, you're getting fireball potentially.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, that's good. And it's only an 8 or something to cast, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The Infernal Gateway is that bigger one. Yeah. That's the. I was trying to remember what the one. Oh no, it is. I'm just trying to think. I was looking through the demon book the other day. I think it's the summoning as well that the blue horrors can, the pink horrors can take. I think one of them. So you can spam some of those magic missiles. I might be wrong on the exact spell, but yeah. And then these also have a 5 up against non-magical enemy attacks as well.
Yeah, which they don't have armor, so that's good.
So you can only take 2 units of these guys as well, though. Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
So getting up there. Cool. Yeah. No, I mean, I like that. Like I said, the power level's a bit so you're probably not getting every spell off all the time. That's for sure. But
yeah, they're a nice, unique unit.
Yeah. Here it is, the Cauldron of Blood. Okay, so 150 points, standard sort of chariot. Sorry, it's not standard chariot. Standard, I'd call them a buff wagon. The strength 10, strength 5, tough 5, wounds 5. That all the other Empire buff wagons used to have. I don't know if they still have them, but so that point-wise seems pretty normal. So this dragged along thing means basically how far do they have to be close to the unit to get that movement value? What is it? Is it within?
I think it's 3 inches or something, and it has to be an infantry unit of 10 or more.
Okay, right.
And then you use their movement, if I remember correctly. Okay. So
it's a bit weird how they've done all that, but anyway.
Yeah.
I thought they look cool in the units.
Yeah. And I think the worry with it is you have it, and then you have your death hag on it.
Yeah.
With some magic items. So now it's 300 points, and then as soon as they shoot off, or your witches accompanying you die, you're moving too.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And it's a close order dragged along. The elven reflexes: frenzy, hatred, high elves, impact hits D6+1, large target, magic res -1, the murderous rule, which again can't be used on that one, I don't think. Poison attacks and terror. But it does have the Blessing of Cain, which is if engaged in combat, it can cast the following bound spell, level 2. It's a 9+. Until the start of the next start of turn subphase, your next start of turn subphase, this model and every friendly death hag unit of witch elves or units of Sisters of Slaughter within the command range gains one of the following: Fury of Cain, Furious Charge Rule, Strength of Cain, Cleaving Blow, or Blood Shield of Cain 5+. Against any wounds suffered. So what were you talking about? It was just, it's not something that you're bringing your hag on then, obviously.
Yeah, it'd be super nice for the T5 and 5 extra wounds, but it's really the movement 2.
Yeah.
Just seems like a big downside. And then the Blessing of Cain, it's casting value of 9+. You have power level 2. So it's like you're getting it off just like over half the time, and then how often are you getting denied?
Yeah.
And
you want to be up in combat, so with your witch elves and stuff. So you're going to be in the thick of it. Yeah, you're going to be in dispel ranges and stuff. Yeah.
So I haven't ran it yet. Haven't heard of anyone who has.
I mean, the only thing I thought about, like, because if you put the Death Hag on there, suddenly it's 18-inch command range. If you tried to really play into it, would it be interesting to put ward saves on everything and stuff? But it seems like a lot of points.
If you get the blessing off, I mean, I think the rules are very strong, but I just think it's going to get denied.
And you can only hang on. Can you bring 1 or 2 of these? Was this a 0 to 1?
I think it was a 0 to 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 0-1 per 1,000 points. So you can take 2.
So you can take 2. It'd be interesting. Yeah. Anyway, it's just I don't know. I haven't played with these drag along things. I'm not so sure they're that good anymore. But yeah, is what it is. Do you want to cover these chariots?
Yeah, Scourge Runners quickly. So, sort of a normal light chariot, 85 points, T4, 4 wounds. It comes with this harpoon on it, which is a 24-inch range, strength 6, AP -3, multi-wounds D3, but it's cumbersome and ponderous, so you don't want to move it, and you can't stand and shoot with it. So they seem okay. It would be nice if the harpoon was an option, so then you could get a cheap chariot.
Or
instead.
if it had a better guy on it, to shoot it.
Yeah,
because you're only shooting with BS4, so it's a bit.
Yeah, you can take them in units of up to 3, but I'm much more keen on the Cold Wind Chariot, which is next.
Yep, I'll go through that.
Which is toughness 5, which is great for anything that has pointy ears. So 125 points, toughness 5. First charge, you still have stupidity because you're on a cold one. But I think they make great mounts for masters. And if you want to go a BSB on it, because they can then increase your armor save. Right? Like the Cold Wind Chariot's only armor value 4+, but you could take full plate shield, Sea Dragon Cloak, and have it 2 up against shooting.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that they're.
Then you got 6 wounds, is that right? If you're the master.
Yeah,
the
6 wounds.
Yeah, so pretty good.
Yeah.
Tough 5. Yeah, you'll see a lot of these guys. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's pretty good. It's got some shooting in there. It's always good to have D6 +1 impact hits. Pretty good. I have seen these in the list, so obviously they're pretty common. How easy is it to get these type of models without 3D printing?
The Cold Wind Chariots are still on the web store.
Oh, they are. Okay, cool.
I don't know if they're sold out or not, but they are there under Cities of Sigmar.
Cities of Sigmar. Okay, because not all the Dark Elf range is there, though, is it? Some of it's not.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, I think the characters and any of the stuff that was resin or metal is gone. But I think all the plastic stuff is there, which is basically all the infantry. Yeah. The war machine.
Cool. I wonder how long that'll last.
There's a lot there.
It'll get cold in AOS 4 or something. I don't know. Cool. So the Blood Rack Shrine. So that's the other build of the.
With the Medusa on it.
Guy, isn't it? Yeah. So it's again the same sort of tough 5, strength 5, wounds 5 sort of build, 4+ save. I guess the big difference here is just having a look. Still, all that's the same. Oh, they got cav spears on them, slightly different, but they got this petrifying gaze on the Blood Rack Medusa, which that's separate. So we'll go through that in a minute. They've also got Stony Stare. So at the start of each combat phase, enemy models in base contact must make an initiative test. If this test failed, they suffer D3 strength 2, no armor, save hits. Plus, it's also got petrifies. That is down there. The petrifying gaze is this Medusa, which is 18 inches, strength 2. You roll against their initiative. Is that right? Yeah. Multi-wounds, D3, magical attacks, no armor save. It's a little bit like, it's probably better, but it's a little bit like the Stalker attack from Tomb Kings. Although it's got a BS2, so it's even shittier. But at least this one is hitting on something slightly okay. But I don't know. Yeah. What do you think about this Blood Rack Medusa? Because it's also by itself, I think.
Yeah. Get it. It has Frenzy. Has Terror. I don't know if you're going to see them.
Yeah, well, I haven't seen them. Yeah, where is it? It's by itself.
Yeah,
somewhere too, isn't it? Oh, it's in the monsters.
Yeah, somewhere. It is. Yeah.
Oh, I've missed.
I mean, for 175 points, you're 1 wound over a Cold Wind Chariot, but your movement 2, and hoping that there's an infantry unit nearby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame that there's some of these big things that are seeming a little bit lackluster, which is a bit of a shame. Because they're cool, looking weird models. I know they're a bit weird, but they look pretty cool.
I could see them. Some magic could push them along.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah. We did the blood. We did these guys. We did the Manticore, didn't we? Yeah. But the other couple of monsters here. So the War Hydra, which are the same build, the War Hydra and the Charybdis, out of the same model.
Same model. Yeah. 200 points. You're strength 5, toughness 5, wounds 5, 2 attacks, but you add your number of wounds remaining onto that.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Starting out at weapon skills 7. 7 attacks. But you lose them as you die, and that's the rated mores go down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, it's interesting.
Yeah. So you make you have your 2 attacks with your claws, and then the multi-wounds ones are extra attacks. They do have a fiery breath weapon, which is your strength is equal to your remaining wounds.
Oh, strength. Oh, to your remaining wounds. Okay, so it starts off at 5 and then goes down. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's 8.
I know
good at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, good at the beginning of the game. Regeneration 5+. 200 points though for T5 and 5 wounds. That's some of the other giants seem a bit better.
Yeah, the Tomb King ones are sitting in that 200 mark, and they're tough 6. Yeah, and 6 wounds.
Yeah, they do have monster handlers, which is maybe 2 extra wounds.
Yeah, is that
they get allocated to?
Is it? Do they go off straight away, or is it randomized? How does the Beastmaster?
It's randomized on a 5+. Okay. I think it goes onto the handlers, but they don't have a wounds characteristic. But I guess they each have 1 wound.
We're just assuming that they disappear. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's a bit. Yeah, that's right. It was a bit an FAQ needed on that one. Yeah. It's sort of like a ward save. I would treat it as a ward save that goes away, I guess, in a way.
Yeah.
If you roll it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so in which sense 7 wounds feels better.
Yeah. No, not too bad. Oh, there's the blood rack by itself at 85 if you want to take it by itself. Movement 7's pretty good to get up there.
It's frenzied.
Tough 4, weapon skill 4. And what's the save on this thing by itself? Light armor.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah. If before close order changed, because it's only 4 wounds, so it doesn't get the close order bonus. Before, I'd be like, oh, it'd be interesting to have. Yeah. It's also the Medusas are the only thing that have magical attacks in the army.
Okay, out of the
other than magic weapons. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. But yeah, I mean, I remember people in 8th running these occasionally, and because they had, I can't remember what the rule of the petrifying gaze back then was, but people always had to just look away from it or something all the time. I can't remember what it was. Yeah. I can't remember if everything in line of sight had to do something. I can't remember what it was.
Okay.
Charybdis. So it's 195, a little bit lower. Same deal with the tough 5, wounds 5, strength 7 though. It's got the handlers though, 2 of them. So a little bit more wounds, I guess. Carnivorous maw and writhing tentacles, and the hand weapons and whips for the crew. So they've got the abyssal howl, close order, immune to psych, large target, monster handlers, stump attacks, D3+1. So I guess it's just this abyssal howl. Whilst within 6 inches, enemy units suffer -1 to their leadership characteristic. Though it's not cumulative. So that's a bit annoying when they write that. Does that mean it's not cumulative if you have 2?
I think 2 Charybdis.
Is that what it means? Yeah, it doesn't mean so. It obviously is cumulative with other leadership debuffs, I would imagine.
Yeah, because I think if you're in combat with him and he causes terror and he's howling, you're -2 to your leadership.
There's a few ways here to get a fair bit of leadership debuffs then in this unit if you leaned into it in this army. Plus with the magic, with you don't have necromancy here, but some of the others have it.
Demonology has one, and then the witch, the hag could take a -1 leadership.
Yeah. So there's a couple of ways if you want to lean into that and really try and panic people off or break them. Yeah. So the carnivorous maw must make 1 of the attacks with that. It's just I guess it's just a killing blow, armor beam 1 attack. Otherwise, the rest of that, is that right? Writhing tentacles. Yeah. So is it only 1 is the maw, and then the rest come into strength 7, AP -2 poison attacks. So it's pretty good in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen more Charybdises than Hydras. They seem to be more popular.
Yeah, it just feels like, you probably, I like that wound thing when you mention the beast handlers. It's pretty interesting because you're right. It sort of makes it a little bit more resilient. But then in terms of attacking, this thing's pretty good, like with those type of attacks. to take out other monsters as well. I mean, it doesn't have Monster Slayer. Have you got any Monster Slayer in this list?
No.
No. Anyway, all good. And we got one War Machine, the good old repeater bolt thrower.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so 80 points. Your Blissful 4. Yeah, I think that they maybe have a bit, I don't know. If you feel like you need some shooting, they're not terrible. They're pretty expensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
The multi-shot's just not great, so you're paying extra for something that you're probably.
How many shots is the repeater bolt thrower in this in Old World? I haven't even looked at it.
D3 plus 3.
Oh, okay, right, yeah. But you're going to be hitting on, 5s a lot initially.
Yeah, because you're taking a -1 for multi. Yeah, it's D3 plus 3.
Yeah.
So, you might see some just to get some shooting in there, but they're not the best.
Yeah. Oh, that's sort of the book. Like overall, so the games that you've played and where, like, what does
let's do the lore of Nagara.
Oh shit! Sorry, I forgot about that. Yes, we need that. Yeah. Seems like there's one good spell, one bad.
Mostly because I want to complain about Cursing Word.
Oh, okay.
That got FAQ'd. So.
Oh, did it? I didn't realize this. Okay,
it used to be
beforehand. Then
it set your weapon skill to 1. Which meant that you were basically everyone was hitting you on 2s. And you were terrible. Which, yes, is super powerful, but it is a 12-inch range hex. So you have to stand in front of the wizard and be 12 inches away. And you can't cast it into combat.
Yeah.
So I thought it was something cool that Dark Elves had. And now it's very situational, right?
Wow.
Right? You still have all those restrictions, and maybe you make them hit you on 4s instead of 3s.
Yeah, when I read this, I went, well, why am I standing 12 inches away to give someone a -1 to their ballistic skills? I'm not choosing that one.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, weapon skill debuffs, they're just not that.
Yeah.
That's why that was my question, and you answered it right at the beginning. I was like, oh, maybe it's got some synergy because you got high weapon skill, but now I get if it used to be weapon skill 1, now I see why it was probably in here initially. But that's a shame.
Yeah, it feels like a bit of a shame. Feels like Dark Elves didn't need a nerf.
But this other one, I think this one's pretty good.
Yeah, Black Horror seems good. So, yeah, 9+ magical vortex, 18-inch range, the large 5-inch blast. Moves 2d6 in a random direction, and if it moves over, touches you, you immediately take d6 strength tests. And for each test that's failed, you lose a single wound, which I believe means no saves.
No, yeah,
so you're not taking a wound.
It's like the old Dwellers, but obviously not the full unit and all that sort of stuff. But
so strength tests in terms of bypassing having to wound, and
it's very 8th reminiscent in a way. I mean, I know it's only D6, but the cool thing, we know magic vortexes tend to not last unless you, with the way this army works with the, what's that familiar?
The tomb. Yeah.
And then the peg, you can get away from people having to then throw just 2d6 to stop it. So it can move around. And the fact that it just needs touch. So this is the real use. When I remember doing the original Old World, when we were sort of guessing what was coming, there was a rumor that templates work that way all the time. That's just whatever it touched got hit. And I was like, oh, it's actually kind of way to get around the whole template stupidity, like counting, who's under the template. But obviously that wasn't for everything. But for such a big blast template, the chances are you're going to hit what you want to hit or close to it,
Yeah.
Unless it's really unlucky and it rolls back towards you, I guess. But,
yeah.
But
I think taking a couple of those, the familiars, right? Because you could take 2. You could take a lore familiar 2 and have, 2 vortices that go out 28 inches.
Yeah.
Turn 1, and then you just fly away on your Pegasus and hide in the corner and leave over on the board.
Just let them run around. And obviously it depends on the army. Some armies will care less about it with strength tests, but geez, even even just even dwarf lords and stuff, they're only having if they're not on something big. They've only got small numbers of wounds, although most of the time they're going to be
Yeah.
mounted or, you know, up on their other things. But yeah, they only have to roll a, you know, like a 6 or something and still take a wound. So, I mean, it's pretty scary. But yeah, it's going to nail through units. Wood elves aren't going to like it.
No. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think it's, and yeah, initially people, I was more excited about Cursing Word, but after the errata, it's like, oh, well, Black Horror is actually pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's just, I mean, some of the vortexes, like the shooting type vortexes, I'm not, yeah, they're a little bit underwhelming sometimes. The other, like the movement ones and stuff, are pretty cool, or leadership debuffs. But this one, I went, well, it looks pretty good. Cool. Yes. Yeah, so overall, like, how are you finding them compared to your high elves, or like? They feel a little legacy just because of these issues. You know,
they feel a little legacy. Yeah, there's a few things that feel like didn't get caught on the final pass through before
need another QA
publication.
Round.
Yeah. But I think that they're perfectly playable.
Yeah.
And even at a high level, right? You know, if you want to take particularly the dragon's great. If you want to take 2 dragons, or I think like I like the dragon, a sorceress on a Pegasus, and then a Death Hag can fit in a list.
Right, cool.
And then you got some nice witch elves that'll blend through lots of stuff.
Yeah, so you're taking that witch elf, like taking the Death Hag to bring those witches into core and just go for it. Yeah. Play aggressive. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Other than that, the cavalry, as long as you pass your leadership 9 stupidity tests, are very good. Cavalry's good. Chariots are good. Yeah. I think that they're a fine army.
Yeah, and I just saw, I mean, the other ones I've seen, just again, I've only just been looking at what people have been putting in some of the Discord groups, but you know, the other builds I'm seeing are those like lots of Dark Riders with lots of Beastmasters on Manticores and Sorceresses running around on pegs. So it's probably a bit more, it's avoidance list, but it is and it isn't, you know what I mean? Like they're not probably as bad as say Wood Elves, but the fact that they're doing a lot of magic, getting around where they need to be, and yeah, those Beastmasters on Manticores seem pretty synergistic, and not as OP as like, well, I mean, I guess OP is the wrong word, but yeah, just different to the dragon, you know.
Yeah, more of a glass cannon for sure.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
They have good output, but they're gonna die if you get to swing at them. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're interesting. I'm gonna go again. I've already started Beastman, so I can't start another army. But I'd be interesting to have a look at what's available on the web store, because I keep forgetting to look under that. I knew they were in Cities of Sigmar, but in my head I was thinking it was like 2 boxes of them and that was it. So like what happened with dwarves, where there's like 2 different boxes sets and that's about it. But I didn't realize there was so much still, because they've got the Witch Elves and Doomfire Warlocks and stuff. What are they under in AOS? Is it
they're under Daughters of Cain.
Under the other one? Yeah, that's it.
They're under Daughters of Cain, and the Warlock box also builds Dark Riders.
Yeah, right. Yes. Okay.
So
you've got a lot of this is available. Yeah, and the dragon is definitely on there. I saw that. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a bit. Like I don't think you can get bolt throwers anymore, but pretty much bolt throwers, shades, and harpies. I think basically are all that's missing from the
harpy
units.
Models.
Yeah.
I mean, harpies are harpies. Like you can get them anywhere. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting, because that's the thing with the legacy list. They're technically, a lot of them are easier to get. Obviously, you know, when you're blending the AOS stuff in, but then it's like the poor lizard. Was it the lizardmen? And I mean, even the demons, to some sense, I think they're a little bit like this, where they probably could have had another round of QA over them. Because the models are more available, but the playability of the army is a little bit in question, because you're like, there's all these like grey areas or something that doesn't work properly. Hopefully they fix that up, but we'll see.
It'd be nice if they gave them a little pass. Because
No, cool. Well, it'll be interesting to see. I know on the meta analysis, there's not that many getting played, but you know, as the game, I feel like as the game gets more popular, if maybe the legacy armies will get used more anyway a little bit until all the rest of the other ones are out, because people will go, I want to play the game, I can't get the models, so then I will go for one of these. So it only takes a couple of tournaments to get some of these guys placing, and then some other people go, oh, they are pretty good. I'll get onto them. So
I think
I like them.
I think they're sitting. I think Dark Elves maybe in that meta. The win rates have one of the lowest win rates, but it's But then I think that I definitely think there's potential there.
And there's not just one build by the look of it here, which is good. That's what you don't want, where it's like, it's sort of bad, so you have to just take this. But it's like a couple. I mean, there is some questionable units in here, but not a lot compared to everything else. It seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I've learnt a little bit because I haven't played them yet, and maybe I will in the couple of tournaments coming up, but we'll see. I know they were very popular in Australia when they were in 8th, especially obviously at the end, when they were one of the newer armies, and but just haven't seen them for a long time. So
hopefully people pull out their collection.
Yeah, no, totally. Be good and haven't burnt them all. Awesome. Thanks, Sean. We'll probably close this one out. Thanks for getting another faction focus out. I think when Josh is back, we're going to try and get, just for the listeners, I guess, here more than anything, but we're going to try to get a Bretonnian one out finally, because Josh wants to get on one, but he's never available during the week.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So try to get that one out and try to catch up, and then we'll be out halfway, I think. So there's still a lot more to go, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to that one. I may have acquired a Bretonnian army.
Oh, there we go. That's it. We've all got the addiction. So
it's hard not to when they get new models,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, totally. Awesome. Hey, Sean, thanks so much for staying up and doing this, and for all the listeners. If you haven't seen any of our other ones, check out our other YouTube playlist for. Was it Faction Focus or Faction Reviews or something? Sean's on our High Elf one. And we've got about 7 on there, so check them out. And we'll see you guys on our next podcast or next YouTube video. So thanks a lot, guys, and we'll talk to you guys next time.